Okay, so here we are on the final part of our run through the Zeromus fight. Coming into the room, we made sure that we equipped Kane with the Avenger Sword. We did not have him equipped with that on the way in because any preemptive attacks would have caused him to attack. And some of these enemies can counterattack. So we wanted to keep that off of him until we get right before this room. That way, when we come in the room, we have autosave and we're ready to go in case something happens. We are already saved, fully equipped the way that we need to be. He is at level 49 here, which is plenty to be able to finish off Zeromus. Everybody else, it won't matter whether they're alive or not. You will get a full heal before the Zeromus battle begins. And one last thing, Cecil should still be unequipped for the most part, except for his sword. The sword is fine, but we want him unequipped just in case he is the last one alive to throw a spider silk. We want his ATB to fill up in time before Zeromus uses Big Bang. So we are going to come up and trigger the cutscene. And we'll skip ahead until right before the Zeromus fight. So here we go, coming into the Zeromus battle. Our goal for this battle is to throw 3 spider silks at Zeromus. That will slow him down enough that Kane can get his attacks in time without getting hit by Big Bang, Bio, or Flare. We've tried it with 2 spider silks, and Kane's levels have to be so high that it's prohibitive for speedrun purposes. So we have to get off 3 spider silks in the beginning of the battle. The problem with throwing a spider silk is Zeromus will counter attack with Flare. So it's kind of a roulette wheel of sorts if the wrong characters get hit with Flare. So we're hoping that he counterattacks the character who threw the spider silk so that the next character is able to also throw a spider silk. The problem is, like, say if Edge throws a spider silk and then he counterattacks and hits Rosa, well, now Rosa can't throw one. So we can take one bad Flare counter, but taking 2 bad Flare counters will end up causing us to have to mitigate that in some way. And so we'll see what happens here, whether or not we need to mitigate or whether or not we'll be able to go on through the battle. This beginning part of the battle, you're basically just scrolling through the text at the top of the screen while all of your characters get healed. As soon as you are able to get control, you want to make sure that Kane's ATB is filled before Cecil throws the crystal. That's usually not a problem at all, but just make sure that you don't have Kane or you don't have Cecil throw the crystal before Kane's ATB is filled, because the very first thing Kane needs to be able to do is jump. And there's a timing involved with when Kane does jump, so I will hold ATB when we get to that point. You can hold auto battle until the shake. All right, so we're going to throw the crystal, and Kane's going to have jump ready to go. So while this cursor is up, there is no ATB that can move. So we want him to jump first, but he can't jump too early, because if he jumps too early, he's going to come down and get hit with the first Big Bang. We don't want him to jump too late, because if he jumps too late, then he will not be able to get his second jump off before the second Big Bang, especially if we can only get off 2 spider silks. So I'm going to kind of cancel it out here, until Cecil's ATB is between half and 3/4. You could say about 2/3. So right about there is fine. And so now we're going to start throwing spider silks. You'll probably get edge first. So Rose is good. We're hoping that he doesn't hit Cecil. All right, so we're good to go. Now this is a good example here because Edge has thrown, Rosa has thrown, Rydia got killed. So now Cecil's the only one left. So Cecil is going to be able to just barely get it in. We're going to have to run buffer, though. So watch when Cecil's turn comes up. We're going to run buffer. We're going to throw Spider Silk. And then we're going to be smooth sailing as we go. So there's a shake. Run buffer. Throw the Spider Silk. And we're good to go. So Cecil's dead. Yang's going to get hit. Or Edge is going to get hit. So the first stage of this battle is in threes. So you're going to have 3 big bangs. On the 3rd big bang, Zeromus is going to cast Bio right after the big bang. So Kane's going to jump, and we're going to queue up his jump when Zeromus shakes each time. Except for that 3rd time, because on that 3rd time, if we jump right at the shake, we're going to come down and get hit by Bio. So we need to wait like half a second. There are a couple tricks with the cursor you can do, just like we did on Kane's ATB in the beginning, where you can queue up the cursor on Zeromus and then cancel the action and then go back to Zeromus. I don't do it that way. I basically focus on a single spot on Zeromus, and I kind of have it in my mind memorized on how many of those little blue spots go by, to the point where it's just kind of ingrained. So it's practice on how you want to do it to get the feel for how long you need to wait. But you do need to wait about a half a second for before you queue up the jump. So what we see here is the very first big bang. So we're going to resume the battle. And we'll come down. That's 1. This first one, just let it go. 2. Second one, shake. Half a second. Big bang. Bio. He comes down. Now, you can squeeze another attack in here after the bio phase. You have some extra time. Another thing you could do, if for some reason you got hit by Big Bang, you came down too early, you got hit by bio, you can throw that extra elixir right here because you have extra time for an extra action. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what it looks like throwing in an extra attack. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. You can just play it safe and just have Kane jump the whole time. So there's 1. The timing was a little off there, coming off of pause. Two. Just the bio phase. So we waited a split second there. All right, we're going to attack right after black hole. So you see we had plenty of time there. I wouldn't do that more than 3 times, though. Because after the 3rd time, you're getting really close to the next phase, and we don't want to get caught on an attack for the next phase. I'm actually not going to do it anymore, just so I'm ready for the next phase. Be careful with your auto battle here as well. Actually lost count. All right, so the next one is bio. Here we go, here's the bio. Waited a split second. So we should be getting pretty close to the next phase. So there's the self-heal. That triggers the flare phase. So what we want to do here now is wait until he shakes before we do our next jump. The problem is sometimes if you just let him go, just keep jumping, which is what you should be able to do. But sometimes on this very first jump, after he self-heals, he will shake, and then Kane will somehow come down before the Big Bang and get hit by Big Bang. And if that happens, it's game over because we have no more extra ATB space to be able to throw an elixir to heal ourselves. And we have to have enough HP at the end because we do have to eat a couple of meteor attacks. So we're going to wait for the shake, and then it's a matter of waiting until we see flare before we turn off auto battle and we wait for the next shake. Other than that, we're just going to let it roll. And it goes in cycles of 3 again. You get 3 big bangs, or three jumps. You have 2 big bangs and then a flare. This first cycle, however, is abbreviated. You only get 1 big bang and then the flare, and then you go into a cycle of 2 big bangs and a flare, 2 big bangs and a flare. So you're getting 3 jumps before you have to turn off auto battle. So here we go. We're going to undo this, turn off auto battle, wait for the shake, and there we go. So in the cycle, that's actually the second big bang. And then here's flare. Turn off auto battle, wait for the shake, and then let it go. There's 1. There's 2. Black hole, make sure that you are engaging with that text so that it doesn't sit up there. There's flare. Off auto battle, wait for the shake. If you accidentally left auto battle on, you could get through 1 cycle without being too fast, but you can't just leave it on the whole time, or you'll eventually outpace his attacks and you'll end up getting hit by something. So if you miscount, don't panic. Just let it keep rolling. Just make sure you don't miscount twice in a row. You know, the black hole is always before flare. There's flare. So what we're waiting now for is the meteor phase, and that'll get triggered when we hit an HP threshold. And you'll be able to tell because the ATB will stutter a bit. Most likely, Kane's ATB will be at about a half to a third when that happens. So here we go. There it is. It's about a quarter. So since his ATB is less than half, we're just going to let it roll out. If his ATB is more than half, we're going to have to do a similar wait like we do before that bio phase. However, I want to say it's actually a little bit longer, because if not, his jump will be too quick and you'll get hit by another meteor, which means game over. And it would be a shame to come through almost a 3-hour run, and at the very end of the run, you get hit by a meteor that you didn't time Kane's jumps correctly. You get hit by a meteor, and then you're dead. So we're eating this first meteor, and we're just going to let auto battle roll. You're going to get 2 jumps in. Almost guaranteed after the second jump, you're going to get hit by a second meteor. So there's the second meteor. There's the second jump. There, my ATB is almost filled. And I would say it's possible that your ATB would fill up. Just eat the second meteor. What you don't want to have happen, and I had this on a run, I think was one of my PBs, the ATB filled up, but Kane did not jump. So it was frame perfect where I got hit by that second meteor, and then Kane went ahead and jumped. And if Kane had not killed him on the next jump, then I would have been GG, or not GG's, that would have been game over. Fortunately, I killed him on the third jump there. So go ahead, turn off auto battle on this second meteor. Just plan on eating it, and then wait, and then do your next jump. So we'll turn off auto battle. Here we go. Wait. And here we go. And it should be good. There's meteor, so I skipped it. And game over. Another benefit to have, again, going all the way back, Cecil getting to level 20 on Mount Ordeals. The couple of extra doors that Kane took in the sealed cave. It boosted his damage rolls. It allowed us to kind of get through this battle more quickly. Even right here, get through the meteor phase with only 3 jumps instead of needing a 4th. So we are going to go back into the fight. And I'm going to show you what to do if we do not get off that extra spider silk. We'll skip ahead until right before we come into the battle. All right, so regardless of what happens, I'm going to make sure that I have to do the mitigation strategy to get off the third spider silk. So even if Zeromus cooperates, as we would normally hope for him to do, I'm going to have a extra player defend or do what I need to do to make sure that we need to do the strategy. We won't go through the whole battle, we're just going to go through. So there's Crystal, Kane's going to hold ATB, so everything is normal. We're still just hoping. So this is actually still good. We could get off the next spider silk, but we're going to go ahead and just wait. So there's one big bang. And I actually, yep, see, so since I got hit with it and I still have time, I'm going to go ahead and throw the elixir. The reason why I got hit right there is because I let Kane's ATB get, no, I let Cecil's ATB get to 3/4 before I had Kane jump. So be careful. I mean, confirm and cancel his cursor on Zeromus to let the ATB tick up slowly, just to make sure you get it to where you want it to be. And once you get the hang of it and you've done it several times in a row, then it's not that big of a deal. Just to kind of do it on the fly. I tried to do it on the fly there and I messed up, which can happen, which is why we grabbed this extra elixir. Since I already got hit by the Big Bang, I have the time to throw the elixir. So that is the second Big Bang. So this third Big Bang is the bio phase. And if you remember just from a few minutes ago, the bio phase gives us extra time. That extra time is what we're going to use to try and throw a Phoenix down on Edge and then have Kane jump and then Edge throw the spider silk. It's important that Kane jumps before Edge throws the spider silk because we don't want that flare counterattack to hit Kane. We'll have just enough time to do this. We're going to have to do run buffers the whole time before each action to make sure that we can get it in. So here we go. Since he's faster here, You don't want to wait maybe as long as you normally do if you've gotten 3 spider silks off, because only 2 spider silks means that Zeromus is faster. So you don't want to. You want to be careful. You don't wait too long there, but you still need to pause a bit before you jump, or you will get hit by bio. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off auto battle. So we skipped the bio. We just saw bio there. What's going to happen is that is really. So looking at Kane's ATB is less than half. That's going to be really tight to try and get this Phoenix down off. So what I'm going to do, just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and go through another round. Okay, so there's one. There's two. So that's a little better timing. So run buffer, Phoenix down. We're going to have just enough time here, hopefully. There's the shake. Run buffer, jump, spider silk. And there we go. You've got to be quick. That was the first Big Bang, because we just did the bio phase. Second. Here's the third. So now we are rolling just as normal. I'll show you. We can also squeeze an attack in here. Right after the first. Second. You just have to be super fast. Third, we're going to bio here. Just be careful with your extra attacks. If you had to mitigate with that extra spider silk, because you don't want to run into the next phase. I lost count there. I'm not sure if this is bio or not. No. So you don't want to do a regular attack and then have the self-heal happen. It can just throw off the timing a bit. So again, we're going to wait for the shake. And we're ready to go. So that is the whole walkthrough there. Let's go ahead and finish out the battle. Thought I was going to stop it, but once you get rolling in the battle, it's hard not to finish it. There's Flare. Wait for the shake. Let it go. Would encourage you, like, even talk to yourself through this, because after having turned auto battle on and off and waited for shakes the whole time, and then you get to this phase where you don't turn off auto battle, like, you could start to second guess yourself. Even there I was talking, so and missed the flare phase. So that's fine. We're gonna get killed. So any little distraction, maybe that's a good place to end it, just to show that any little distraction can throw you off. So definitely make sure that you're staying focused through this last part. If you're streaming and you're chatting it up with your stream, maybe your ability to multitask is better than mine. But if you're like me and you've got any slight amount of attention deficit, you're gonna struggle to stay focused on multiple things, including trying to count out attacks and pay attention to what's happening on the screen. Especially considering that the second phase, you're letting it go, letting auto battle roll, rather than turning it off like you were for the first phase. So hopefully this was a help to everyone. And like I've said on all the other videos, if you have a question, put it in the comments of the video. Or hit me up on Discord in any of the Final Fantasy Speedrun groups. And thanks for watching, guys. Again, hopefully this was a help to you. Let me know what you think. Later.